If you haven't seen, ski resorts have become so busy these days, but they're not all like that. So I'm going to tell you about a place that I recently went to that I absolutely fell in love with. Back in December, I was desperate for snow. Absolutely desperate. I love the snow. I love winter. It's my favorite season. And around me, all the resorts were practically bone dry. But up in Canada, they were getting absolutely hammered with snow. So I started exploring where my Ikon Pass could take me, and that's when I fell on Red Resort. Now, I'd never been here before, and everyone I talked to had never heard of it. But I figured, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I get out of the office for a couple days and enjoy the snow and have some fun. And I enjoyed it so much that I went back a month later. It was that good, honestly. And here's the thing, even though you haven't heard of Red, it's a big mountain. It's actually one of the biggest in North America. It's 3,850 acres. And it's amazing because there's no crowds. There's none of those mega resort vibes. There's not everyone trying to impress each other and all the massive hotels and condo complexes and just this whole ordeal. It's just a simple ski area. And if you're from the US, it's actually fairly inexpensive because of the conversion rate. The terrain is amazing, the views are beautiful, and the skiing is awesome. So what makes Red so special? Well, let me show you. Red is the kind of resort where every type of skier or snowboarder can find their sweet spot scattered across 4 different mountains: Red, Granite, Gray, and Kirkup. For beginners and intermediate skiers, it has a good selection of green and blue runs that are a ton of fun. For example, Reno's Run is a fun rolling one that winds its way down from the top of Granite Mountain. Then for the more advanced skiers and riders, there are so many black diamonds and some awesome glade skiing to choose from. They have a lot of blacks that are groomed, ungroomed, and ones that go through the trees. And the trees here are awesome. They're so much fun. And finally, for the expert skiers and my kind of terrain, Red has a lot of double blacks, technical terrain, and some really fun chutes. First, second, and third slide are popular ones, but my favorite had to be the areas around Coolers and Sarah's chute. Coolers has a few really steep, tight chutes that almost qualify as couloirs. And a couple of other honorable mentions include the pillows and trees below Coolers and the wide open powder turns on Corduroy over on Gray Mountain. There's nothing like powder turns in a wide open area. It's just so freeing and just amazing. It's so much fun. It's one of my favorite places to ski powder. I mean, skiing it in the trees is fun and all too, but if you're just in this wide open field and you're just able to go wherever you want and just let loose, that's it. That is it for me. I love it. And like I said, one of the best things about Red is there's no crowds. It's not like those mega resorts in Colorado and Utah, or even where I live in Washington, where it's just a zoo. There are so many people these days. It's just madness. It's wild. But here, you don't have to be the first one on the chair each day on a powder day to actually get a good line. For example, when you go to Revelstoke, let's take that one. When you go there on a powder day and you get to the very top of the mountain and you want to hike up to the best spots like the chutes, the really nice terrain for powder, you get up there and there's this massive line of people going all the way to the top. And that just doesn't seem like that much fun to me. It's really not that much fun, because if you see that line of people already going up, you know all the good snow is going to be gone. And that's the same with all these other big resorts. They just, on a powder day, if you're not on the first chairs, you're not going to get any powder. But here at Red, you can still find powder stashes all day. Even later in the day, you can find amazing powder stashes. And it's almost weird, like, how is this place still so under the radar and such a hidden gem? It's kind of mind-blowing. Kind of makes me wonder if I should be making this video. Kind of want to keep this secret. And this place has moods. Some days it's all socked in and the snow is falling and you're just bouncing through the powder in the trees and just having a blast. But then when the sky clears and you have a nice bluebird day, it completely changes, and it's incredible because you have these amazing views of the Canadian Rockies in the distance. You can see everything, and it's just beautiful and breathtaking, and you can see all that while you're just ripping down some groomers, having a great time. So it doesn't matter what the day's like, you're just gonna be having a great time. I know I did. I had such a good time the last time I was there because there was no new snow. It was just groomers, but I still had so much fun. Even though Red Resort is big terrain-wise, it still has that small ski town feel to it. It's not flashy, it's not corporate, it's just real. It's not like those mega resorts where you're just battling lift lines all day long. You're actually skiing here, and that's the whole point of going to a ski resort, is to ski, right? And speaking of lifts, this place has some classics. There's no high-speed quads, there's no six-packs, no 8-packs with heated seats. Instead, they've just stuck with the traditional lifts. And they even have an old one that's a 2-seater that feels like you're on a time machine. It's slow, it's creaky, and honestly, it's perfect. Rather than investing in new flashy lifts, they focus that effort on skis on the snow experience and the terrain. And I love that. I love a resort like that. That's just awesome because they're focusing on what a ski resort is there for. All right, there's also a cool bit of history here. Red Resort wasn't just built on a random mountain. It was built on top of a gold mine. There's 80 miles of tunnels underneath it. Back in the 1800s, this area was crawling with prospectors. And if you know where to look, you'll find remnants of the old mining days scattered all around. Abandoned structures, rusted out relics, which I honestly think is pretty cool. And some of them, you can ski right up to them and check them out. It's like combining skiing or snowboarding with urbex. So if you're into that type of thing, I think you'll love it. I did. I think that's sweet. One of the fun parts about skiing in general, no matter where you are, is that at the end of the day, and while you're eating dinner or going to bed, you know that the mountain is up there resetting. The snowcats are out doing their thing, and if you're lucky, the flakes are falling. You know that the next day you're gonna wake up to something new that's gonna be a lot of fun, no matter what. So you can always have some surprises, or you just know that it's gonna be a whole different experience the next day. And I love that about skiing. And when a storm rolls in, Red shows off a completely different personality. Powder days at Red just hit different. And that's all because of the terrain. The amount of it and the variety make it so much fun no matter where you go. The tight chutes are awesome. Bouncing down the pillows and through the trees is so much fun. Or getting some sweet powder turns from the top of Gray Mountain. There are just so many options. And the best part on a powder day is it doesn't get tracked out in an hour. Red has space, and it has tons of it. You can dip into the trees, hit a ridge, or just keep lapping your favorite zone and you'll still find good snow. Some hidden stashes here, some powder over here, and if you just keep looking, you're gonna keep finding good spots. That's what's so special about this place. It just keeps delivering and delivering, run after run. It's amazing. And even later in the day, you can still score some lines that feel untouched. And that's rare. A lot of the other places you go, if you don't have first chair on a powder day, you can forget it. Just forget it. Like I said, Revelstoke, If you're not there first, you're not getting any fresh snow. And that's unfortunate. That's all those mega resorts, all the huge resorts that get a lot of people that are really popular. It's just kind of fact of life there, unfortunately. But here you can take your time and you can still get the goods. And that's the kind of resort that I really like. In life, we all tend to stick with what we know, right? And that's just everyone. Whether that's the resort you go to, the food you eat, a routine, it's easy, it's comfortable, and you know what to expect. And there's nothing wrong with that, that's great. But if we don't go outside of our comfort zone, we won't discover new things that we love. And that's what happened with Red. I hadn't heard much of it, and it wasn't really on my radar. But early in the season, my home mountains weren't even open, and I saw that Red was getting dumped on. So I figured, why not? I took a chance, I packed up, and I drove north. And as soon as I got there, I knew I'd made a good decision. It's got that big mountain terrain, but without the madness. No fighting for fresh tracks, no packed runs, no lift lines that stretch around the lodge. Red has become one of my absolute favorite places to ski. It's not the biggest name in Canada, and it's definitely not the most hyped on the Ikon Pass, but that's what makes it special. No crowds, just awesome terrain, incredible views, and that old school ski hill feel that's getting harder and harder to find. So, if you want to go skiing someplace new, I would highly suggest Red Resort. Seriously, do it. Like I said, I'm kind of regretting making this video because I don't like to give away my secrets. Well, it is what it is. Go there.